What if it was the end of capitalism? This week, I invite you to imagine a world where everything collapses. Not a passing crisis, not a recession. No, the end brutal, definitive. Stock markets fall suddenly. The Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500 collapsed in hours. Screens turn red. Traders flee. Banks close. ATMs empty. Withdrawals blocked. Cards don't work. The euro, the dollar, nothing left. Currencies collapse. Trust is dead. Cash is worthless. The rich panic. They flee by jets, but borders close. Airports are overcrowded. Embassies burn. No way out. No refuge. The global economy stops. Cargo ships don't leave. Supermarkets empty. Stations close. Gas becomes scarce, then impossible to find. Metropolises freeze. Everything depends on electricity, logistics, servers. Everything stops. Companies lay off millions. States powerless. Civil servants unpaid. Social aids collapse. Hospitals lack everything. No medicine, no deliveries. Healthcare workers abandon. Streets fill up with rage, with fire. Looting explodes. Stores are ransacked. People arm themselves, protect themselves, lock themselves in. Chaos takes over. The army overwhelmed. Police invisible. We enter the era of every man for himself. And this is just the beginning. Everything we knew disappears. The permanent contract is dead. Salaried work vanished. Self-employment useless. Why work if money is worthless? Factories close. Offices too. Even bullshit jobs evaporate. People stay home. No orders, no hierarchy, no schedules. The myth of social rise explodes. Diplomas no longer matter. Elites lose power. CEOs become prey. Bosses can't find workers. The balance of power reverses, but not for the better. People try to survive. Barter, feed themselves. Work becomes concrete. Planting, repairing, caring, transporting. Useless jobs disappear. Vital skills emerge, but without structure. Tools, energy. Everything is slow, hard, and exhausting. It's no longer work. It's survival. Those who succeeded are left behind. Those who were invisible take control. Capitalism dies, but chaos takes its place. Inequality doesn't disappear. It radically transforms. The ultra-rich lose comfort. Without security, without buying power, they become easy targets. Castles are invaded, villas burned, yachts seized by angry and hungry populations. No private police, no bodyguards. The hungry people take what they want without restraint. But in this void, the old order breaks and a brutal new order quickly arises. Local mafias emerge, clan chiefs, barter lords. Who controls everything. Old bosses are replaced by pack leaders. Brutal, lawless, violent capitalism gave way to a savage world. No state, no laws, only the law of the strongest. Armed militias, forbidden zones, barricaded cities, countrysides turned into deadly and hostile traps. Those who had everything lose everything, but some create a harsher, more primitive order. A dictatorship of survival where violence is the absolute rule. Those who refuse this new order are excluded or eliminated mercilessly. Chaos reigns, but forces organize in the shadows to impose their law. Fear is common currency and trust is a rare luxury. Human relations harden, and the world falls into constant struggle to survive. World in crisis, Paris, London, Berlin paralyzed by the global crisis. No transport, no deliveries, no running water, no electricity. Sewers overflow. Hospitals close, skyscrapers turn into disturbing ruins. Squats multiply everywhere. Buildings slowly fall. Rats invade filthy streets. Megalopolises become unlivable and dangerous. Daily riots erupt in extreme tension. Fire destroys abandoned neighborhoods. At night no one dares go out for fear. Cities empty by millions of inhabitants. A massive exodus to the countryside begins. But rural people see these newcomers badly. Urbanites too numerous, too dependent on the fallen system, unable to survive alone in nature. Neo-rurals arrive with their useless money. Farmers have retaken control of lands, fields protected by armed militias. Those with nothing to offer leave wandering and lost, to nowhere without hope. Capitalism collapses. Taking modern city down with it, urban civilization disappears little by little. Infrastructure deteriorates quickly. Desolation settles permanently. Because everything depends on servers, cables, software, batteries. Without capitalism, nothing works. GAFAM collapse. Google, Facebook, Amazon offline. Data centers close permanently. No cloud, no streaming, no GPS, no network. Silence invades the whole planet. Influencers disappear. Crypto traders flee en masse. Startups fall into ruin. Even hackers have nothing left to hack. Screens turn off little by little. Young people suffer a brutal and violent shock. TikTok is over, Instagram is over, WhatsApp is over. The world returns to oral proximity, mistrust, intense fear. States lose total control, no propaganda, no surveillance, but also no alerts, no help, no reliable info. Rumors replace facts, lies become the norm. Digital chaos is total and irreversible. Dependence on virtual turns against humanity. Social fracture worsens. Isolated individuals retreat into themselves. Social fabric tears. Collective trust destroyed. This world is not made for children. No school, no daycare, no canteen. Parents alone, abandoned without help, without leave, without structure. Teachers and educators have disappeared. Learning becomes instinctive. At home, in the street, in nature. Children no longer play, they survive. They help cultivate, transport, defend. Childhood is sacrificed. Schooling is a luxury of the past. No diplomas, no guidance. Books are scarce, screens dead. Children learn to fight, to flee, to steal. Future generations grow without landmarks, without dreams, without models. Capitalism distorted childhood, but its fall destroyed it. Youth learn survival, values of solidarity. Reform little by little. Children become actors of their world. They build strong bonds despite chaos. They invent new rules. A new society is born in pain and hope. A world without money, without banks, without bosses, without CEOs. A world where everything is rebuilt from zero. At first it's chaos, ruins, fears, and uncertainty, but little by little humans invent new ways to live together. Villages are reborn on abandoned lands. Fields are cultivated collectively with earth-friendly methods. Diverse vegetable gardens provide vegetables, fruits, medicinal herbs. Flocks are raised carefully. Animals cared naturally. Tools are made by hand. Recycled and local materials are used to build solid homes. Waters are protected and managed sustainably. Forests serve as refuge and resource for wood, mushrooms, berries. Seasons dictate work rhythm, harvest, sowing. Ancient knowledge and modern techniques mix. Services, knowledge, seeds are exchanged. Community organizes with participative assemblies, decisions taken together for common good. Health relies on natural medicines and mutual support. Children grow free, learning by practice, curiosity, oral transmission. Human bonds strengthened by mutual aid and solidarity. Festivities mark life, crops, sowing, seasons. Nature becomes master of time and resources again. We learn to live without stress or overconsumption. Each individual finds their place according to talents and desires. Cooperation replaces competition, creativity and ingenuity. Guide new world building. Capitalism is dead. Humanity is reborn. Respecting the planet and others. A fairer, truer, more sustainable world. A world where we finally live as we must live. In harmony with nature, with ourselves, with others. A deep joy is born from this collective rebirth. If you're also a rebel of reality, like, comment, share, and if you want more episodes, subscribe.